everyone. So this was a lovely fresh set of nails I have done. Just moving away from those really bright Christmas colours, I decided we're going to do some flip nails, and I thought I'd show you how to do flip nails when you're working on a redesign or maintenance, so you don't always have to resculpt or retip to do it. So I've removed our previous set down to a thin clear base. One thing you do need to make sure is that you've removed any of the previous design from the very tips of the nails, but don't worry about that natural nail showing through underneath. And then applying clear acrylic to all of the nails, and then applying Decadence in Multi Cut from the Glitter Fairy on the tip, and then just taking it up just past the line of the free edge. And I'm doing this to all of the nails and giving it a chance to set before then adding the design work. So she'd had one little boo-boo and broken a couple of the nails. This was done, as you saw at the beginning, she had a full set. I filed down to a thin clear base, and then my delightful little puppy had started eating her handbag, little bugger that he is. So she'd gone to grab her handbag and snapped off 2 of the tips. So that's why we're resculpting. So make sure when you're doing this design, you make sure that you're working really, really thin. You don't want to bulk it out, because obviously you need to cap this in a colour after. So we're going back to the little finger, and then I'm coming in with this Arctic Ice. I am obsessed with this blue acrylic at the moment. It is just, it's Cinderella blue if you ask me. It is just, and these are Cinderella nails. Oh, they're so pretty. So I'm using this to create a full colour nail. Now I'm using it a little drier than I usually would, because normally I just paint it on, but I want to make sure I'm definitely covering up all of that glitter. And obviously, because that gold is a bit darker than the blue, I need to make sure that I'm working with the acrylic a little drier, so I drained a bit of the liquid out of the back of the bead, and a little thicker than I usually would. It's not going to create the full shape and structure of the nail, but I need to make sure I've got a good coverage to cover up that glitter underneath. And then once I'm happy with how that is applied, I then cap the nail in clear acrylic. So with this nail, we're going to be doing an ombre. So I'm coming in at the tip with that blue, making sure again that I'm covering all of that glitter as I'm blending it up. Then coming in with a rosy peach at the cuticle area, and then blending down. Now I want to get a pretty good blend, but it's not the end of the world if it's not perfect and there's a little bit of the glitter poking through, because I am going to use some copper leaf across this nail. And that was my way of kind of pulling the coppery goldy glitter to the top of the nails too. So I'm just using some gold leaf, I've just shredded it up, and I'm using my wet brush just to tap that onto the nail. As you can see, just covering a bit of that glitter shining through underneath. And then when I'm happy with the placement of all of this, I will cap in clear acrylic. And then the rest of the nails were the same as the little finger. So I'm applying that blue and I'm making sure I'm working with it so it's dry enough to give the right consistency, the right depth of colour, but I'm not wanting to bulk out any of the design. And then on the thumb, I'm going to do the same as I did on the ring finger, so it's going to be an ombre with a bit of gold leaf. Okay, so what you want to make sure that you do is I've got a conical bit and I'm coming in underneath the nail and I'm removing that natural nail, and I'm also just buffing the clear layer underneath, because what I'm going to do, I am going to pop a very thin layer of top coat underneath these nails. Now be careful when you're working under the nail to remove that natural nail. You don't want to hurt your client. Go nice and gently, don't go stabbing away at their hypernicum or anything, because it will hurt them, but just take your time and just tidy up underneath the nail so you can make it look like a fresh set. And then I'm going to file the rest of this set in. So same filing routine I always use, sorting out those sidewall free edge around the cuticle area, and then the body of the nail, making sure I keep looking at that nail from various angles, keeping that lower arch nice and tidy until I've got the shape and structure that I'm after, and I do the exact same thing on every single nail. And when they're all filed in, I'm just adding a little bit of decoration. So on the full blue nails, I'm just adding one rose gold Swarovski crystal to the middle of the nail. And I think these were SS 7 or 9. I lied, only 2 of them I did that with the middle finger and wanting to do something a little fancier. So I'm coming in with this diamond Swarovski crystal, and then I'm just going to add some raindrops, teardrop, I think they're raindrops coming off of it. and then just adding some other rounds just to complete the design. Then using my detailer brush just to come round all of those crystals, making sure I've got that top coat buttered up nicely against the crystals. And then top coating the other nails before I then cure in my LED lamp for 60 seconds. Popped a little top coat underneath the nails too and had those cured in the lamp, and then when we're all cooled and cured I then applied a bit of cuticle oil and there we go. So it's a really nice fresh set, but it's still got that nice warmth of those colours of the Decadence, and as you can see they look like a fresh set underneath where I've tidied up. So I hope you've enjoyed this video guys, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!